new game releases for August 2021. Now, I've skipped over the new game releases for the last couple of months because there hasn't been a huge amount of stuff that has been super whelming to me, and unfortunately August is kind of the same. It's another relatively dead month for new game releases, but I thought we'd cover everything off this month across PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch, so we can get full coverage on everything coming out in August, so you can decide if you're going to be picking up anything in August or just play the games in your backlog. As always, let me know in the comments down below which games you are playing in August, whether it be one of the new games coming out this month or if it's an existing game in your backlog. And don't forget to go and leave a like, show your boy a little bit of love. And if you're not already subscribed, you may as well go ahead and hit that subscribe button while you're down there. The first game coming out in August is actually a free game on PlayStation Plus called Hunters Arena Legends. Now, this game has caught a lot of negative flack for being a indie or AA style game coming to PlayStation Plus rather than being a AAA game that people were expecting. This is the free game for PlayStation 5 as part of PlayStation Plus's lineup for August. So fortunately, if you do want to check this one out and you have PlayStation Plus, you won't have to pay. The game is a multiplayer PvP style game, so it might not be up everyone's alley, but I guess it kind of makes sense for PlayStation Plus being an online subscription service with a heavy focus on action RPG style combat, mixing kind of fighting game elements and traditional RPG elements. Who knows whether this is going to be good or bad? I've looked at some gameplay for this one. I probably will be giving this one a miss myself, but I'll make sure I still add it to my library with PlayStation Plus. And if you have PlayStation Plus but you don't have a PS5, make sure you use the web store to add it to your library as well, so you have it for free and you can play it down the track when you do get a PS5. On August, we have Castlevania or Metroidvania style game AXIOM VERGE 2. This game here takes so much DNA from the original Metroid series from the Super Nintendo, melding together, I guess, the best of what we've developed from Castlevania and Metroid games, mashing them to create this really unique Metroidvania space style game. The original AXIOM VERGE was absolutely superb when it came out. I remember playing it on my PlayStation Vita and having an absolute blast with it, so I'm very excited to be checking out AXIOM VERGE 2. This is only the Nintendo Switch version of the game coming out this month. We have a PlayStation 4 version releasing at a later date, unfortunately. On August 13th, we had the long-awaited release of Hades on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox Series consoles. This is a game that came out on the PC and the Switch last year and won a bunch of awards during the Game of the Awards ceremony. Hades being an isometric roguelike game that just does things differently. I personally haven't played Hades yet from the Switch or from the PC, so I'm very excited to be able to check this out on the PlayStation when it launches this month, especially after all the awards it won and just how much buzz was around this game last year. On August 18th, we have Tetris Effect Connected. Kind of a weird one for me to call out, but Tetris Effect was a game that came out for PlayStation VR a number of years ago, which melded a combination of Tetris and music, creating these really amazing soundscapes that you could play Tetris in and get completely lost in. It was a game on PlayStation VR, so a lot of people probably didn't get to experience it themselves, but the game itself was one of the best renditions of Tetris since the original Tetris, I think. Tetris being an absolutely superb puzzle game, but mixing music and visual elements with the game of Tetris itself was just a really clever move by these guys. And Tetris Effect Connected is kind of another iteration of that. It's not a VR version of it. It's a game that came out on the Xbox One with the Xbox Series consoles a while back, and it's finally coming to the PlayStation 4 so you can experience it for yourself there. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is coming out on August 20th, and Ghost of Tsushima, you guys know I love Ghost of Tsushima. I can't talk highly enough about this game. It takes everything from that Sony formula of game design. Really strong characters, a really stunning visual scene. It takes cutscenes really seriously and then transitions those cutscenes to gameplay seamlessly. So you're flowing between cinematics and gameplay and cutscenes, all just melding together perfectly to create this perfect game. The game is great. It's got a great trophy list, and the gameplay itself in it is also really fun. This is the Director's Cut. This is the same game with additional content coming out on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. So if you haven't picked it up already, this is the way to go, because you'll get a bunch of new single-player expansion in this completely new DLC map. And if you're looking to play it on the PS5, then this will be a fully PS5 enhanced version of the game, releasing natively on the PlayStation 5 so you can experience the game there. I think it's going to be even better than it was the first time. On August 24th, we have the VR game I Expect You to Die 2. This is coming to both PC VR as well as PlayStation VR. The original I Expect You to Die was essentially an escape room game. You're put in a scenario where you have to solve a bunch of puzzles and clues to escape from the location or the thing you're in. You're a spy playing around with spy gadgets and things, and you kind of have to fiddle around in a perfect sequence to escape, likening it to those real life escape rooms. The original I Expect You to Die was one of the best and most, I would say, intuitive PlayStation VR games of its time when it first launched, because it put you in a bunch of really quirky and weird scenarios and kind of did something that was well within the realms of what you could achieve in PlayStation VR, rather than trying to push too far beyond and creating something that just didn't work. Everything in this game worked, and I'm really excited to be checking out I Expect You to Die 2. It might be the first game to encourage me to crack out my PlayStation VR headset in almost a year, I would say, which is a pretty impressive feat in itself. Psychonauts 2 is coming to PC and the PlayStation 4 on August 25th. Psychonauts is an adventure game from way back when, and it's finally getting its sequel here. We've had lots of spin-off Psychonauts games, and it's good to finally see Psychonauts 2 releasing. Interesting thing about this one is the developer behind this game, Double Fine, is actually now an Xbox-owned studio. This game here was in production well before they acquired them, hence why it's coming to PlayStation, but it probably will be the final Double Fine game coming to a PlayStation console. So if you're into Double Fine supporting adventure games of old, the old LucasArts style games, then this is a great one to check out. On August 27th, we have the hack and slash game No More Heroes 3 coming exclusively to the Nintendo Switch. I really hope this comes to other platforms as well, but I have a feeling it probably never will. No More Heroes 3 was this weird game you played as this guy called Travis Touchdown as you go on a quest with a literal lightsaber to go on and kill a bunch of people. It's a simple premise, but the game is so stylish and jam-packed full of, I guess, just Japanese quirkiness that it was an absolute blast to play. The original one on the Wii was so much fun. Even at the time when people weren't playing their Wii, this game was a great game to play on the Wii. It had a sequel come out as well, which was also superb. No More Heroes 2, which was great, and I had a spin-off game which I never got around to, but I'm definitely excited to be checking out No More Heroes 3 on the Nintendo Switch. And the last game for the month that I think is worth your time is KEYWE, coming out on August 31st. KEYWE, spelled KEYWE, is a puzzle game where you play as a kiwi bird. They're working in a post office, and it's a co-op game where you coordinate as two kiwis working in a post office to solve puzzles. I think it's a really cute name for a game like this, and I think the premise and design of this looks amazing as well as a really simple and straightforward fun puzzle game. And being a kiwi himself, I also kind of have a soft spot for the kiwi bird, even though it is kind of a mostly pretty useless animal. Like I said, not an amazing month of new releases for August, unfortunately, but let me know which ones you are going to be picking up or what games you're planning on playing in August as well. As always, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Patreons for this month, thank you so very much for helping to support the channel and keep the lights on. Patrons will be seeing their names showing up here next to me right now. Thank you to every single one of you, and also YouTube channel members as well. If you want to become a member of the YouTube channel, you can hit the join button down below. Not only do you get your name featured here at the end of every video, but you will also get exclusive emotes to you in my comment section and chat as well, and a badge next to your name showing you are a legend. Likewise, if you want to join the Patreon, link in the description down below. Thank you, each and every one of you, so very much.